The ancient Egyptians. To understand the great kings that lived thousands of years ago, that ruled one of the greatest empires in history, we must first understand how this knowledge was discovered. The Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone was one of the greatest discoveries of a lifetime because it allowed for people to now have the chance to understand the hieroglyphics that had been a mystery to those of generations past for many years. The Rosetta Stone was in 3 different languages. The top was the hieroglyphics. The second one was the demonic language, which was the common language of the air. And the third was Greek. Jean-Francis Champollion, who lived between 1790 and 1832, was the first person to decode the hieroglyphics. He is also known as the founder of Egyptology. Champollion spoke many languages, including Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and Sanskrit. By the age of 19, he had already gotten his doctors of letters. Champollion did face a controversy with the Catholic Church, though, because if the hieroglyphics were decoded, then it could disprove the historical accuracy of the Bible. Once Champollion discovered the hieroglyphics and how to decode them, we were able to know more about pharaohs that lived in the past. One of these pharaohs was Ramses II, or Ramses the Great, who lived during the 19th dynasty of the 12th century. Ramses came to the throne at 25 and ruled for 67 years. He died at the age of 96. He was known as the peacemaker, for he was the first to sign a treaty written down with the Hittites. Ramses II wanted to be a great warrior king, just like his father, and to do so, his first battle, he wanted to take the city of Kadesh, which was in Syria at the time, against the Hittites. This was one of the largest battles in Egyptian history, with over 20,000 men and 6,000 chariots. It happened in the year 1274 BC. There was an unknown winner to the battle, though, but of course, the Egyptian king claimed that he was the one that won. On his accounts after the war, he wrote, "I was like fire, I was like a falcon pouncing, a lion with his prey. I alone was triumphant." During the battle, it was said that the god of Thebes in Upper Egypt, Amun, gave him a Kapesh, which then made him not only a great fighter, but also a god. Ramses II had over 200 wives and concubines, and he outlived 13 of his heirs. He wanted to not only be a great warrior king, but also Egypt's greatest builder. Ramses put hieroglyphics in a different style that was engraved into the stone rather than out of the stone. That way his name could not be erased from history easily. One of Ramses II's greatest buildings was the Temple of Abu Simbel, which was 2 temples. The Great Temple, which was dedicated to the 4 gods, Ptah, god of the underworld, Ra, god of the sun, Amun-Ra, the hidden god, god of the wind, and Thebes and Upper Egypt, and himself. And this temple, in the center of the temple, stood the 4 deities. On February 22nd and October 22nd, every year, on his birthday and on the day of his coronation, the sun shines on the face of the king. In the temple, it is depicted the Battle of Kadesh. The Hathor Temple, the smaller of the 2 temples, is dedicated to the goddess of love and to his wife, Nefertari. This temple is different from others of the day because the statues of himself and of his wife were the same size, which was very different. One of the other great kings that ruled the mighty empire, and was also one of the most famous, is King Tutankhamun, the boy king. He was 8 or 9 years old when he took the throne, and because of his young age, most of the decisions were carried out by his two advisors, Ai and Horemheb. King Tut only ruled for 10 years, and during his rule, he married his sister, but they had no children, even though they had 2 miscarriages, and the children that were miscarried were then mummified and placed in his tomb upon his death. There are 2 theories of King Tutankhamun's death. One is that he was hit on the back of the head by accident or on purpose, and the other was that he broke his leg and it got infected. This is the layers of his tomb, which are made out of solid gold. His tomb was discovered on November 4th, 1992 by Howard Carter, who was an Egyptologist of the time. And because of this discovery, we have been able to know more because the tomb was fully intact at the time. Though these men died so long ago, their findings and buildings have been left to the world to see. And we understand them now because we can read the hieroglyphics that Champollion so many years ago deciphered. Thank you.